1/3 of Black women suffer from traction alopecia. That's 1 out of every 3 of us. That's a lot. Hey, y'all. Let's quickly talk about protective styles. So, the idea behind protective styles is they are meant to minimize damage and promote health of the hair, but sometimes I really think that we might have lost the plot. Traction alopecia affects about 1/3 of Black women, and it typically affects the frontal hairline, but honestly, it can happen anywhere on the scalp. It's usually the result of prolonged use of hairstyles that are meant to be protective, but are actually causing a lot of strain on the hair follicles, which leads to hair loss, thus traction alopecia. So even though these styles are meant to be protective, braids, faux locks, wigs, weaves, lace fronts, clip-ins, all of these hairstyles that are meant to protect the hair, if they're not done mindfully, they can actually lead to hair loss, which can be permanent in some cases. The best way to avoid traction alopecia altogether is to make sure that whatever hairstyle that you're using isn't causing any tension on those hair follicles. So wearing any hairstyle that's looser, less tension on the hair follicles, so you shouldn't be seeing those little pimples or the little white bulbs whenever you're getting your hair done. If your scalp is looking super tight and pulled back after your hairstyle, let me hold your hand while I tell you this. Take that style out. I don't care how much it costs you. I know these hairstylists are sticking y'all up these days, but you got to take that hairstyle out because honestly, in the long run, repetitive tension again leads to scarring hair loss. And it's so much harder to grow scarred hair, scarred follicles, than it is follicles that aren't scarred. So once the hair loss becomes scarring, it is much, 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 much more difficult to get those hair follicles to grow hair again. So it's really important for you guys to be mindful of the types of hairstyles that you're using, and whatever hairstyle that you're deeming to be protective should actually be protecting your hair. So if you're wearing lace fronts because you want to protect your natural hair and you're realizing that your forehead keeps getting further and further back, what are we protecting? We're not protecting much, are we? We're not protecting those hair follicles. If you're wearing back-to-back braids and your hair, your edges are looking edgeless, you're having some traction alopecia. If you're wearing your locks and your loctician is over tightening your locks, you're going to have traction alopecia. So when you have traction alopecia, there are ways to help stimulate that hair, but if it is scarred down, you will likely have to get a hair transplant. These things are much more time consuming and costly as opposed to just being mindful of the protective styles that you're using. So let your protective styles actually protect your hair. They should not be pulling out your edges. You should not see those little bulbs on the ends of your hairstyle. Your hair shouldn't be tight where you could see it puckering. If your scalp is puckering from your hairstyle, take it out. I hope you guys learned something. We don't want to get scarring, hair loss. Let the protective style actually protect. Be mindful of the style that you're using, and I hope this helps.